Good evening, guys. Welcome back. So, in the last video, we saw how to create this hero section for a food and travel blog. Okay, and today we are going to continue designing the remaining sections that will go on this homepage. So, the first thing that we're going to do today is we are going to create an about me or about us section for the blog. Okay, and it is going to look like this. We'll have an image. Okay, we'll have a small divider behind that image to tell the user that this section has ended and the new one is going to start. So there will be a divider, an image, a heading, and some text, and then a link to the about us page. Okay, so this is the about us section. After that, we are going to show some popular posts from the travel category. So the layout will be like this. We will have a heading, some posts, and then a button which will take us to the travel page. After that, we are going to show some items from our shop. Okay, so this will be items, this will be cards, this will be like a book which says healthy breakfast recipes, more than 60 healthy and delicious breakfast recipes to feel fresh and energetic and buy now. So this will take us to the shop. Okay, so these are some food guides and these are some travel guides. Okay, and the title will be food and travel guides. Okay, so backpacking Vietnam, everything you need to plan an epic 15 days backpacking trip to Vietnam, and then a buy now button. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. Okay, let's quickly have a look at this entire thing once again. A navigation, popular posts from food category, and a button to recipes page, an about us section, and a link to the about us page, some posts from the travel category, and a button which will take us to the travel page. And these are some items from our shop. Okay, so you click on buy now, it will take you to the shop page. Okay, it's a very simple minimalistic layout that we have created. Let me show you the design file for this. Okay, so this is our design file. The about us section is 6 column wide. Okay, the travel section is going to be 12 column wide, and the shop section will be inside a container that is 8 column wide. Okay, so this will be an 8 column container, and inside it we will have 2 items on each row. Okay, and this entire thing is going to be responsive. So you resize it, all the items are going to get resized over here. Okay, even these cards. So the cards have got a fixed width because we don't want these cards to resize and become ugly, because this is going to be thing that is going to make some money. So okay, so this will look pretty. On the smaller screens we will have a different layout. We will have a 1 column layout. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we are going to start designing this thing now. Okay, so like I said in the previous video, we already created this section, so we are not going to do that again today. We will start from here. So I've got this page ready. Okay, so we created the navigation components, some variants, and this was the page. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go watch that video so that you can understand how we created this. Now let's start. So first thing that we want to do is increase the height of this frame. This is a MacBook Pro frame. So we'll click on Control and then we'll just drag it down. Okay, yeah. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add a divider so that the user can understand that the hero section has ended and a new section is going to start. Okay, so the width will be 1440. All right, so this is the divider, and then we will have an image which will be 6 column wide. Okay, 6 column wide, that's it. And the aspect ratio of this image is going to be 3:2, which is a good landscape ratio. Okay, aspect ratio for a landscape image. So 3:2 will be 696 by 464. All right. Let's also fix the distances. Okay, so distance between these two is, let's keep it as 64, and the distance between the image and the button, let's keep it as 120. All right, now let's add the image. We'll go to Fill, select image, and then over here we'll place the image. All right, so now we have the image. Now we need to add the title and some text. For that we will do hello. So the font that we want is Montserrat, and the font size will be 40 pixels. Okay, let's keep the distance as 32. Okay, let's do hello, I'm Emily. Okay, all right, so we are going to need this h2 tag once again when we create this. Okay, and this, so we are going to need this. So why not, let's create a component so that we don't have to, you know, do the settings every time we create this. So we'll take it out of the frame, okay, and we'll create a component so that we can reuse it next time when we add more sections and we need to add the title for those sections. So create a component. Once you've done that, do auto layout. Okay, and when you do auto layout the first time, the padding will be 10 or 8 by default. Okay, it depends upon the nudge value, so make sure you make it 0. Okay, otherwise, you know, this will unnecessarily become a little ugly. Okay, yeah, so now you can take this and place it over here. This is done. Now we are going to add some text. Okay, I'll just grab the text from here. I'm not going to type it. I'll read it out though so that you know what we are going to write. So let me zoom in a little bit and we'll resize it. All right, so this is the text. Nice to meet you. I'm a food and travel enthusiast creating content focusing on healthy eating, nutrition, travel, fitness, and fun. I hope this site helps you get inspired to cook nutritious food, commit to a healthier lifestyle, and travel the world. More about me. Okay, so There we have. Now, if you want, you can reduce the spacing and make it 24. Alright. So now, this is done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a frame. Oh, we already have a frame for this, but we don't have a frame for this. So what we're going to do is add auto layout. Okay. Oh, now see the 10 pixel thing which I was saying. Automatically we have this 10 pixels, and if you can see over here, it has gone beyond our grid. So that is not cool at all. Okay, so make it 0. And then align it properly. Keep the distance 24. Okay, so now we have a frame and we have an auto layout added to that frame. Alright, now what we are going to do next is we are going to make this extend so that it covers 6 column. Okay, this is 6 column, this is 6 column. Now we'll select all these items and we'll do add auto layout. Okay, automatically got adjusted. Let's make it 32. Okay, so now we have added the auto layout. So now this is not responsive. Okay, although if you make it, you can do this by doing auto layout. You know, if you want to rearrange these sections, you can use your up and down arrow key. See, so we have one option for this section just by clicking one arrow. Yeah, so this is the benefit of using auto layout, guys. So make sure you use auto layout in your design so that you don't waste time making these changes. Okay, yeah. So now once that is done, once you've added the auto layout, select this rectangle and make it fill container. Okay, then select the frame. Now this is fixed width. Okay, so go to this text and make it fill container first. Once you've done that, make this container as fill container, this frame as fill container. Then this text should be fill container as well. Okay, so the frame is fill container and then the inner text is also fill container. Okay, so everything is fill container and everything covers 6 column. This frame is 6 column wide, this frame is 6 column wide, and this rectangle is 6 column wide. Okay, now select the entire frame and do left and right. That's it. I think now this has become responsive. See? Pretty cool, huh? Alright. Now we can start working on the remaining sections. So this is done. Now we want to add this section called best places to travel. Okay, so for that we are going to need a heading. So since we created the component last time, we don't have to do it all over again. Just copy and paste it over here and change the text. Best places to travel. Okay, and make it center aligned. The distance between these two is going to be 20 pixels. Alright, now we will have to increase the height of this frame a little bit. So select the frame, press Ctrl and drag. Okay, this looks good. Now let's add the rectangle. So now we are going to need rectangle that's 4 column wide. Okay, so we will have 3 rectangles over here, and the size of this image is going to be 458 by 366. Okay, so 458 by 366. All right, and the distance between these two is going to be 48 pixels. Okay, and let's move it to the left, and then we'll make the x coordinate 16 pixels so that it is aligned properly. Okay, so we'll add the image now. We go over here, fill image, select image, and Sweden. All right, system. Now next thing we want to do is the title, Sweden. And this will be Montserrat, 24 pixels, and this will be medium. All right, so if you want, you can make this a component too, so that you can reuse it, just the way we did for this one. Okay, so take it out of your frame, do right click. Actually, we are going to need this as central line. See, this is central line, so keep it central lined over here. Then go over here and do create component. Once you've done create component, add an auto layout. All right, now just copy and paste it over here. The distance between these two, 24 pixels, is fine. We're going to center align it. Now, like I said earlier, if you want to make anything responsive, what you need to do is set the width of that item to cover whatever columns you want it to cover. So since this is 4 column, make it 4 column wide. All right, and then for this text we can do fill container. All right, so now we are going to select this, and we are going to do frame selection and add auto layout. Okay, and this rectangle will be fill container, this will be fill container again, and the text that is there inside that frame is going to be fill container. So now select the entire frame and do left and right. So now this should be responsive. Let's say, yep. Okay, so one more thing, since we have added the auto layout, we can also keep it this way, just if you want to see how it will look. Okay, all right, so now let's copy and paste this quickly so that we can move on to the next section then. All right, 2 and 3. Okay, so we're going to change the image. Over here we'll use the image, these little birds. Okay, this is Iceland. Okay, let's change this image as well. And which is the image that we're going to use? We're going to use this one, Austria. Okay, all right. Now let's see. Is this responsive? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so the one little thing that is remaining is we want to add this button. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste it over here. And the distance, I'll center align it, and then the distance between these two will be 48. Okay, so the constraints are already there, so I don't think it will be a problem. So this thing, the button will be center aligned as well. Okay. Okay, so this is done now. The last section is remaining. Okay, so first we will increase the height of this frame. So select the frame, press Ctrl, and then just drag it down. Okay. Okay. So what do we have now? Food and travel guides. Okay, so we have this background first, and then we have these cards. Okay, so let's add the background. Okay, we'll make a copy of this rectangle by pressing Alt and dragging down. Okay, so now we have a copy of this rectangle. Let's make it cover the entire height. Okay, and this is for the background. Okay, you see this light background that we have. Okay, we are creating this, and the color of that background is FFF7F3. Okay, so FFF7F3. Let me put it over here. Okay, this is done. And now the distance between these two will be, which have we kept over here? 64. So we'll keep it 64. So we'll add the title for this section. The title will be Food and Travel Guides. Take this, just copy it. Food and travel guides. Okay, we'll center align it, and the distance between these two will be 120. Okay, so now see, this is the layout that we want. This is going to be a card, okay, with a white background, and then we will have an image, some text, and a buy now button. Okay, so what we are going to do is first we are going to add a rectangle which will be our frame, and the width of that rectangle is going to be 372 pixels. Okay, 372. Okay, so how did I come up with this number 372? So basically we want our card to support iPhone 5 frame. Okay, so iPhone 5 is 375. So I just picked one number that was smaller than 375. Okay, and we are going to keep it fixed width, so you don't have to change this card for different screens. Okay, once you create this card, you can just copy and paste it inside whichever screen size you want. But if you want to support smaller screens, or screens that are smaller than 375, then this card won't work very properly, because this is 372. So if you want to support smaller screens, then you try to make this card 360 pixels wide, so that way you can support the screens that are 360 pixels wide. If you want to go even smaller, you can make it 320. Okay, all right, so this is 372. Now this will be our background for the card. Okay, next thing we want is a rectangle for adding an image, and the dimensions for that image is going to be 340 by 225. Okay, now let's add the image. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, and the title. This will be 20 pixels and it will be medium. Okay, wait, let's say 24. Now let's add the text. We can actually set this backward or send to back. Oh, all right. What I did right here is that this rectangle was on the very top of the frame. So if I move this image over here, the image would have gone behind this rectangle. So I just moved it behind this image in this title. Okay, because I want this thing to be a background, right? So now let's take the text. Okay, we have our text. All right, and now let's create a button. So creating a button is very simple. All we have to do is create a frame. Okay, so take the text, then make it semi-bold and fill it spacing as 4 pixels. Then reduce the line height to 24. Create a frame, add auto layout, bring it to the center. Top and bottom padding will be 8 pixels and this will be, let's say, 32. Okay, now we want to add the background. So the background for this button is this. Don't worry too much about the colors, guys, for now. So when we create videos later on, I'll also add a special video on how to choose colors. Okay, so now the button is ready. Okay, just copy and paste it over here. Okay, if you want, you can also create a component. So that way, if you make any change, let's say if I have to change color to this will change automatically. Okay, so that is why we should always create a component if we are going to reuse certain part of the design. Okay, so select this, and this. Okay, the spacing is not. Let's keep it 16. Oh, let's keep it 12. It's 24. Let's keep it 16. Okay. Okay. Screen 24. Okay. Now select all these items and do frame selection to that frame, arrow to layout. Let's make it 16. Okay, now drag it over here. Okay, select this to center line. Okay, see how much distance we have over here. So minus 13, 12, we want 16, so plus 4, so now 16, 16, yeah. Now reduce the size of this and plus 16, so we have 16 pixels everywhere. And then we select this and do frame selection, and then also arrow to layout. Okay, so this thing is going to be fixed width. Okay, this thing is going to be fixed width, and for this we can add center. So if we try to see just happened, okay, so our card will be fixed width. Okay, all right, let me move it to the left a little bit. Okay, so our card is ready. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so this is our first card. Okay, like we said earlier, this is going to be an 8-column layout, so we can make a copy of this and then we can place it over here. Okay, now it's an 8-column layout, but we don't want this much space between these two items. What we can do is we can leave some space to the left, to the right, and then in the center. So for that, what we can do is, okay, so we want it to be equally, the space between the left side and the right side and the center should be same. So whatever space we have between these two items, we will have to divide it by 3, right? So 190 is not divisible by 3, but 189 is. Okay, so let's make it 189 first, and then let's divide it by 3. Okay, that's it. That looks good. Now what you have to do is create a frame, arrow to layout, and then center line it. Okay, now let's say, has anything changed? Here. So the problem is we need to make it center aligned because it's not in the center. So select center, and now if you see, it will work properly. I think this one is not here. Now everything should be working properly. Here, there we go. Again, this title is not in the center. Okay, now let's see. Oh, yeah. So that's it. We just need to make a copy of this section Alright, let's keep the distance at 64. Okay, let's change the image. This image is going to be this one. Let's change the text to Italian recipes. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste the text. Easy and delicious Italian recipes that you can make on the weekend. So these are our food guides. Now we'll add the travel guides. I'll quickly change the image. Okay, the title will be backpacking Vietnam. And then here is the text. So everything you need to plan an epic 15 days backpacking trip to Vietnam. Okay, the last one. Is this one. This will be exploring Greece. And then the description is well-planned itinerary to enjoy the best of Greece on a very small budget. All right, this is done. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so everything is working fine. Okay, now let's change the background that we have for this outer rectangle to FFF. Okay, so I think everything is done. All right, yeah, so this background, this is going to be same as this one. Okay, so I think we are done with this. Okay, let's have a look. The home page, hero section, about section, best places to travel, and these are our food and travel guides. So I hope you liked this video. I certainly enjoyed making this vlog. So we will continue with this design. We will add maybe 2 more sections to this, and then we will move on to creating something else. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want to learn more, subscribe. And thank you. See you in the next one.